Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 122, 2 Samuel, chapter 11. Thanks to our latest patron, Rob, who joined our Patreon circle. Rob is interested in learning more about the Bible so he can have meaningful conversations with his evangelical peers. Steve and I are glad to have listeners like you who spread the good word to anyone who doesn't know what's in the Bible, really. The good, the bad, and the bizarre. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
It's like I haven't seen you all morning.
Yeah.
What's on the agenda today?
Well, I'd mentioned last time that we were going to have an episode that most people have heard about. I'm guessing that it's about the second most famous story about David. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think I'd ever heard about this name and this story.
Well, it's certainly not as famous as David and Goliath.
No
question about that.
Okay, well, let's see.
Okay,
folks, hang on. Here we go with a famous story.
So this is chapter 11?
Yep.
Okay. Verse 1. It was the time of year when kings go to battle.
Okay, I want to stop you there. It's like, oh, we're harvesting?
Yeah, you mark it on your calendar. It's time to go to war. Yeah, So David sent Joab to destroy the Ammonites and besiege Rabbah.
We don't really hear much about seasons. This is how they tell the time of year. It's time to go to battle. It must be spring. I guess it's just something that I just thought was kind of bizarre. And
well, it's definitely bizarre that there would be a time of year, whatever the season might be, that there'd be a certain time of year when kings go to battle.
And not like a reason to go to battle because they just invaded us and we have to fight back kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just time to go to war. You know, it's that time of year. And the other thing that is interesting here is that David sent Joab.
Mm-hmm. Who's his right-hand guy?
Yeah, but David usually, up to now, he's been fighting most of the battles himself. Like he goes out to war himself, right?
Oh.
Or he has been.
Yes.
But I think he's kind of getting to be a little older and kind of getting in a retirement mode, so he's letting Joab do it for him.
Okay, so the target is the Ammonites.
Yeah.
And the Ammonites live in Rabbah.
It's east of Jerusalem.
Okay.
Maybe 100 kilometers or so.
All right. Verse 2. One evening, while David was walking on the roof of his house, he saw a beautiful woman washing herself. So wait a minute. He's either in battle fighting people or he's watching young women bathe themselves.
Well, he didn't go to battle. He sent Joab.
Uh-huh. But I mean, if those are his two options.
Okay, it's the time of year where he watches women bathe, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so he asked who the woman was and was told that she was Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah.
David sent messengers to bring her to him. When she arrived, he had sex with her because she was purified from her uncleanness.
Okay, how would he know any of that? I mean, I guess he's not talking here.
Maybe that's why she was bathing, you know, it was like she was doing a final cleanup there. I don't know. But yeah, there's a certain period of time, I think it's a week, where a woman is not, you can't mess with her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's all done with that. And
okay.
Because she was done with that, then, it was okay, he had sex with her.
Okay. But to be clear, it's probably, in the time that she's having her period and then afterwards. So it's probably like a couple weeks.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'd have to check on what I know what you're talking about,
yeah.
but I'd have to check on what the Bible says. Remember we went through all that stuff about, if a woman is in, don't have anything to do with her, don't get near her, right?
Don't
Certainly
sit
don't
on
have sex with her.
Yeah, don't sit on a chair that she sat on.
Yeah, and don't have sex with her.
That's
or
right.
Sit on a chair that she had sit on. There's a lot of different rules, but we don't have to worry about it here. She's okay.
She's clean now.
Yeah.
I wonder if he waited till the evening. Doesn't it? It's got to be like the evening.
She's unclean until the evening. I think now she's clean for good until her next period.
Okay, but and when a woman has sex with a man, is she unclean then?
I think so. Remember there was that stuff about getting the seed of copulation on you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know.
It's
We're
a
done
lot
with
of
that.
rules.
So it's like Leviticus, I think.
We're done with it.
Yeah.
We're never done with it. Women are never done with that.
Okay, but I think that we've covered that it's going to come up a few times in the Bible that they'll refer to it.
Uh-huh.
But the actual laws about that were back in Leviticus, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so he had sex with her.
Uh-huh.
And the next line is, she conceived and said to David, I'm pregnant.
Right.
So presumably some time has gone by.
Yeah, it must be a little time, maybe a couple months, maybe.
And I wonder, is she just in his palace with him? And he's having sex with her for the next 6 weeks until she finds out she's pregnant?
Well, she and Uriah, her husband, must be close neighbors anyway.
Uh-huh.
Because David was able to see her from the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 6. David sent a message to Joab saying, send me Uriah the Hittite.
Okay, so he is in battle. He says, hey, you need to come home. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, he's fighting with Joab.
Mm-hmm.
He sent a messenger out. That's a long trip, so he went to send a messenger out just to tell Joab to send me Uriah.
Okay.
So Uriah is supposed to come.
All right, so I want to backtrack just a little bit here.
Uh-huh.
Where are David's wives when he's having sex with Bathsheba?
Oh, I don't know.
They're not around, I guess. Or
Well,
they
I
are,
don't
and
know.
they just, okay.
It's not mentioned. There's nothing about his wives, and it never comes up. I don't know how they're all getting along, but you don't hear about that.
They're sister wives, I guess.
I guess.
All right, so when Uriah arrived, David said to him, how's the war going?
Go home and wash your feet.
Okay. Does he have particularly dirty feet there, you think?
He probably does. You know, he's been traveling, he's been fighting a war, traveling back all the way back to Jerusalem.
It's a
From the
sweaty
war.
travel.
Yeah, he's probably got dirty feet, but that's not what he's talking about here.
What is he talking about, Steve?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know
You can
about
say
feet.
it.
We've talked about feet before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, washing your feet, I guess, is having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Go have sex with your wife.
Uh-huh. And why would King David say that, do you think?
Uh-huh. That's why he brought him back, I think.
Yeah.
He brought Uriah back because he knows that Bathsheba's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants her, well, I don't know about her, but he wants people to think that Uriah is the father.
Yeah. He wants Uriah to think he's the
I
father.
think he wants Uriah to think that he's the father and probably everybody else to think that he's the father.
Yeah.
To kind of hide what they'd done.
Mm-hmm. You notice we don't ever say in this little story that Bathsheba thought, or Bathsheba did this, or no.
No, but she did say, I'm pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he would have noticed eventually, I think.
Eventually, maybe.
So go home and wash your feet. That's
Yeah.
what David tells Uriah.
Yep.
But Uriah didn't go home. He slept at the door of David's house.
When David heard that Uriah didn't go home, he said to him, why didn't you go to your house?
My guess would be that he's suspicious about why he's been called home and what's going on. And you're my neighbor and you see my wife from your roof.
I don't think so. I mean, you might be right, but it seems like Uriah is just totally oblivious to the whole thing. He doesn't know what's happening.
Okay.
He just came home because he was called home.
Okay.
But he's going to explain why he didn't go home.
All right. Why, Uriah?
Uriah answered, while the ark, Israel, and Judah live in tents, and Joab and your army are sleeping on the ground, how can I go home, eat, drink, and have sex with my wife? I won't do it.
That is a dedicated soldier.
Yeah. And it's also that you're not really supposed to have sex when you're fighting wars.
Oh, yeah, because it'll take out the essence out
Yeah.
of you.
That's right, yeah.
Your fluids, your special
Right, don't do it before the big game.
Yeah.
Right, uh-huh.
Okay. So David said to Uriah, stay here today and tomorrow you can leave.
So Uriah ate with David, got drunk, and slept with David's servants.
I wonder if Bathsheba even knew he came back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. But he didn't go home.
Okay. In the morning, David wrote a letter and told Uriah to deliver it to Joab.
The letter said, "Make sure Uriah is killed in battle."
Oh my God. He
Yeah.
wanted him to have sex with his wife. Now, in the alternative, just die on the field.
Yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't have sex with his wife, so he's got that, still have that problem.
Yeah.
So one way to get rid of that problem doesn't really get rid of anything, really, because you still got a child that's going to be born here.
Yes.
But I guess you don't have a husband that's upset because he's dead.
he's upset in his grave.
'Cause
He would
know.
roll over. in his
Uriah would
grave.
know it wasn't him.
Yes.
It was that guy David, wasn't it? It was David, King David. So maybe that's why he decided to kill him instead. So he was delivering his own death notice there, right? I mean, he didn't know what was in the message.
He should have opened it up.
Yeah, but apparently he did. He trusted David.
A lot of people trusted David when they should not have.
Mm-hmm.
So the letter said, make sure Uriah is killed in battle. So Joab put Uriah in a place he knew he'd be killed.
And Uriah died in battle.
That is just unbelievable. This man, David, who everybody just thinks is such a hero and a great king, has done pretty horrific, horrible things in his life.
Oh, yeah. Just one thing after another. They're all bad.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single thing that David did. Maybe there's something, but pretty much it's all devious and violent and cruel.
He loved Jonathan.
Oh, I guess there's that.
So Uriah dies in battle.
When Bathsheba heard that her husband was killed, she mourned for him.
Yeah. And then David fetched her. She became his wife and had a son.
But God was displeased with what David had done.
Can you imagine that?
And there'll be more. Yeah, this is the only thing that he's been displeased with. In fact, it says later on in the Bible, everything that he ever did was what God wanted him to do, except for the matter of Uriah. So it's like the one little black mark on David's. So in the next episode, we're going to see what God does about it.
Oh.
Because God's not happy with David here.
No, so his report card for David is all A's except for he's got one F. And the F is this little thing with Uriah.
Yeah. So David killed Uriah, had him killed. You know, I was thinking before that he did it to kind of cover things up. But maybe he did it because he wanted Bathsheba.
Oh, for sure.
At least partly. So kill him, then we don't have a problem with him.
No, and oh, by the way, there's a baby there, and nobody's really going to say anything about whose child that is.
Just marry her. Yeah.
Yeah, David strikes again.
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing this with me.
Sure.
And listeners, thanks for staying with us. Bye-bye.
Bye.